Yep, here we go into set one, NightEagles versus Silly Ducks Revolution. The Silly Ducks Revolution starting down south.
Yeah, the NightEagles, the green side starting up north here, and taking a look at their tank selection. The NightEagles, well, kind of a surprise move here, going for 3 T69s.
Yeah. So I'll have to give actually on the Silly Ducks Revolution side, they do have 2 WZ-132, so they are light tanks and they are quite fast. So mobility-wise, they're kind of even, but I'll give the slight firepower advantage to the NightEagles.
Yep, indeed. Well, you know what? No, I'm just saying that I was a bit surprised by the NightEagles tank selection because they never really went for T69s before. It was mostly like a heavier setup. Well, yeah, definitely going both teams like pushing for the central hilltop.
Yeah, actually a T1 does go down for the NightEagles.
Yep.
Yeah, so a pretty big firefight in the center of the map.
It's a huge push. Like, I mean, this is going to be, if it stays this way, it's going to be settled like within a few minutes.
Yeah, both teams actually rushing that central hilltop area. A lot of tanks taking quite a bit of damage. NightEagles actually taking a lot of damage, a little bit too much, I feel. The Silly Ducks Revolution do a great job of kind of trading damage in the favor for themselves. They're actually hitting them and then
a WZ-132 does go down, though, for Silly Ducks, whereas the NightEagles lost their 2 scouts.
Yeah.
So right now, NightEagles trying to use their slight advantage in terms of firepower, just bullying their way through. They did lose both scouts, so they do have to watch out for enemy T1s, like trying to go for a sneak capture. Although they do have still the 3 T69s, so it's not like it's a problem at the moment.
Yeah, and actually one of the Silly Ducks Revolution's T1 actually kind of creeping up towards that western island area, so he could possibly go for a sneak capture, but I think he's just
long as those T69s are still alive, he won't be able to do much about this. But right now, it's all going to come down to this central hilltop firefight, basically. And,
and the Silly Ducks Revolution actually kind of backing up just a little bit.
Well, they're
now.
outgunned, kind of. I mean, although, you know, as you mentioned, NightEagles tanks like took quite a bit of damage individually. Like
they had more firepower. I think.
Exactly, but they did lose quite a few hit points here and there, so they got to be careful.
Yeah.
They can't just blast their way through. That'd be unwise. They do have the advantage though, because one of those 132s went down already. So possibly what would be ideal for them is to take the other, take out the other 132 remaining on the Silly Ducks Revolution. That would give them like quite a significant advantage, both in terms of tier points and not to mention in terms of mobility as well. Because I mean, there's only that much that T1s can do out there. Yeah,
definitely. So that T1 should stay alive, or try its best to stay alive, I should say. Because, you know, if it does come down to those last couple tanks remaining, that T1 is quite crucial in capturing the enemy base.
Absolutely. But right now, I think it's very wise for them to have retreated that WZ-132 all the way back to their starting position. They can't afford to lose that tank.
I believe it was quite low, right?
Well, yeah, I think he did take quite a bit of damage, and losing that tank not only would cripple their mobility, but it would give enough, tier point advantage like for a win, just in case this draws out. Right now it's a stalemate. It was a strong push initially by the NightEagles. As soon as they took out Ashigeru, the other player from the Silly Ducks Revolution playing with that 132, both teams quite content to just squat the hilltop.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like that IS-3 and that T69 up on that northern hilltop area, they should actually swoop around towards the eastern side and actually cut off the Silly Ducks Revolution team. I feel like if they flank them that way and push in onto
they could, one of the, I agree with you actually, one of the heavy tanks, either the IS-3 or the T-32 just should try to go like
around the east.
Yeah, to the village.
Yeah.
Only a T1's covering on that front. I mean, leaving that scout here just sort of guarantees Silly Ducks Revolution not to be surprised by sneak attack, but it would add additional pressure because right now all their heavy forces are camped.
Just grouped up.
Well, beneath the ridge, pretty much. So if they did manage to either get like somehow one tank to the western island or to the eastern village, yes, it would be quite lethal. Then again, like those T1s are scouting over there, respectively to the west and to the east, so there would be no surprise effect there. And if you decide to take one heavy tank out of the NightEagles lineup right now, actually Silly Ducks Revolution would have enough firepower to just like break through the middle as well. So I guess
I mean, because the thing is, those 2 T69s that are actually up on the hilltop right now, they're in a really good position because if the Silly Ducks Revolution decide to push up the hilltop, they're just gonna get killed because, you know, they have to go past the ridge and then fire and then move into the NightEagles who have complete cover. Whereas, you know,
I mean, right now, the NightEagles definitely having the positional advantage in terms of squatting the hilltop. And not to mention, of course, they do have quite a significant advantage. Although they lost both scouts, as we mentioned, they are 1 tier 8 up.
Yeah.
So they do have the advantage. They're going to have to make something out of this. So 5 minutes left. If I were them, I would still attempt something at this point.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, honestly, if I were the NightEagles, I would send at least one heavy tank around that eastern ridge and then kind of cut off the Celidox Revolution.
Well, at this point, they can't really afford to risk their T-69s though, because well, 2 of them took quite a bit of damage, as a matter of fact, and just 1 shot from a tier 8 heavy tank would be enough to take them out. Like those 2, like squatting on the top of the hill right now, are quite a bit low on hit points. So yeah, they can't risk for a push. That's why they're just squatting at this point. Okay, now a wee bit of movement here coming from the Celidox Revolution side. Well, obviously they don't want to. Oh, actually the WZ-132 is on the move now.
Yep, he could possibly be moving up to support his teammates, but I don't know. I think
you know what? Like, yeah, if I weren't the NightEagles, I wouldn't really risk a push. I can't risk a push because my tanks are too low. And if I were Celidox Revolution, I don't want to risk it either because I'm under the gun right now. Let us assume that 1 tier 8 goes down. And that would be it. So I don't think either team wants to risk much.
But the thing is, it's pretty much on the NightEagle side. They have 5 tier 8s left. They have 3 medium tanks and 2 heavy tanks remaining on the NightEagle side. Whereas the Celidox Revolution, they can't really use that WZ-132 because it's so low and it's way back in the base. So if they just push down, it's a 5v3. And pretty much if the NightEagle side just pushes down, just forces their force their tanks onto...
I think they're just like kind of, they're sort of concerned. They're playing like really conservative here. Of course, I agree with you. They could take just a wee bit more risk, but let's not forget those 2 T1s squatting both to the west and to the east. All they're waiting for is basically a big firefight in the middle to go for a sneak capture. So right now, the thing is, NightEagles, because they lost both scouts, they can't afford to just divide their forces too much, just in case there's a suicide push out there. So both teams so far are kind of content to play it safe. Let's not forget, I mean, this is a quarterfinal. There's a lot at stake here, and this is the opening set. You don't want to start up this match like going 1 set down, obviously. So, but ultimately, yes, I do agree with Andy here. The NightEagles are the ones who have to make something out of this because they are the ones who have the advantage. Yeah,
it's actually only a 6 tier point advantage right now. So if this round
let us even assume that like they managed to take out both T1s, that would be enough. Obviously, well, they would have to just send tanks away to do that, which would leave them vulnerable. But hey, you know what? No risk, no gain.
Yeah. So both teams kind of still squatting in their concurrent positions. I don't think
Luna Maria here just trying to get like a peek at some of the tanks like hiding beneath the ridge, but he does not have the angle.
Yeah, the WZ-132 actually moving up towards that ridge area now as well. So I'm not actually sure what the Celidox Revolution are trying to do at this moment.
Okay, the T1's now going for the base.
Yeah, it looks like they are going for the base.
Yeah, the T1's going for the base. He's actually calling his teammates. Yeah, they're going for the push now. Okay.
Yeah, they're actually moving up slowly.
Just to provide a distraction, sort of. So actually, the Celidox Revolution taking a risk here.
Actually
taking quite a bit of a risk.
Yeah, the Celidox Revolution actually doing a great job of drawing the fire and the attention of the NightEagles so that
just to let that puny T1 just sort of out there. Now they're gonna have to send 1 T-69 at the very least.
Yeah.
To defend this, and as the a T-69 goes down, as a matter of fact, that's what I was afraid of. As N60 goes down.
Actually, SPB has to be careful here. He is quite low, and Luna Mana now here doing a lot of damage to
they do a lot of damage, but let's not forget.
Oh, wow, another tank goes down on the NightEagle side.
Yeah, so an IS-3 goes down, and the Celidox Revolution definitely negotiating this very well. Yeah. Well, a T-30 goes down on the Celidox Revolution side as well, but they do have the advantage, and they are capturing the base.
Actually, I feel like Celidox are going to take the set.
Well, so do I, as a matter of fact. They're
Oh, but I don't know, because there are 3 tier 8s left on the NightEagle side. However, there's only 2 tier 8s left on the Celidox Revolution.
Yes, I know, but they got to defend this base right now. I mean, like, they do have to send a T-69 back, and that's what they're doing. Like, Captain CKSBB going back to his base right now, and check this out, another tank going down on the NightEagle side. So Luna Maria,
these two Celidox Revolution tanks are really
Luna Maria has to hold this off. Somehow has to hold this off.
Yeah. Oh, but this base capture is gonna finish, and the first set will go to Celidox Revolution.
So.